We're doing a tight zoom today, you guys. Don't mind my baby hairs. I still have my hair in a braid and I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna go and wash my face anyways after this, and no one's gonna see me, so it's fine. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna just do a really quick video, or I think it's quick. I always say that, but you never know how this goes. But I'm gonna do a video on how I apply my false lashes, specifically strip lashes. So I got them right here and I have them on my eyes right now. You see that? So I'm really not a false lash wearing kind of girl. I reserve false lashes for days where I just have no time to do any kind of eyeshadow, not even eyeliner. So I'll just plop them on and run off to work. But I will definitely say that I'm someone who was intimidated by putting them on myself. I've always been comfortable putting them on other people, and I was more used to that than ever wearing them on my own eyes. I think before the start of this year, I probably can say that I had worn lashes less than 10 times in my entire life, or ever since I started wearing makeup or doing anything to my face and my eyes and my skin. So that's kind of hilarious. But I think I've gotten pretty good at applying them to my own lashes and like my own eye area. And I know a lot of people struggle with putting lashes on, and it's really intimidating because it was for me as well. Gotta admit that. Personally, I think doing the individuals are much easier, way less intimidating, because strip lashes, they're not for everyone, and that's totally okay. So if you have a hard time putting on a strip and no matter what you do you find like it doesn't work for you, that's fine. You can do the little individual lashes, and I think that might work out better for you. So don't feel like, you know, there's no option. There are still options out there for you, and you can still get a full lash effect and a look, girl. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into it, girl. So before you even place the lash on, you want to make sure that you measure it to your eye shape and make sure you're trimming off any excess lash so that your eyes don't look wonky, because a lot of times lashes, they make them a little bit larger and it's a really generic shape. So if you have a smaller eye, you want to go ahead and trim off any excess. Before you glue it on or anything, just kind of hold it up to your eye shape, measure it out, see how much you need to snip off, and only from the outer corner snip off however much that you need. Do not go to the inner corner and start trimming, because that is how the lash will end up looking wonky and really blocky. So always trim from the outer corner. So I literally do the least, as you can see, when it comes to applying mascara and stuff like that before I put on any kind of false lashes. And I think I mentioned that in a previous video of mine where I told you that, you know, if I have a bad mascara or something that doesn't really work for me and I wouldn't use it every day, when I wear falsies is when I'll whip it out. So this is one of those instances. So yeah, I just kind of put on a lazy coat of mascara because I'm putting false lashes on. It doesn't matter anyways. It's just so that the lashes are nice and dark and it'll blend better when I put on these false lash strips over top. So all I use are these little tweezers here. These are so busted and old. So there's also this kind. These are specifically for applying false lashes, and a lot of people prefer these because, as you can see, they don't have a blunt edge. It's more rounded, so it won't really like poke you and hurt you really bad. I mean, it'll still hurt, but it won't be like stabbing you in the eye with something that's like a little bit sharper like this. So whatever you're comfortable with, you can use either or. I find these a little bit finicky and hard to work with, so I skip them. I have them, but I mean, I don't really use them. Lashes here, I put them on this little thing. I'm gonna use this strip right here. I already have the left eye in, so I'm gonna have to do the right eye here for you. So I just put on this little tray thingy. Now the glue that I like to use for my strip lashes is gonna be this Duo. This is the clear one. This is just the one that comes in this kind of component, and it has the brush applicator. So you open it and you have your little like brush tip. I like this one. They have these squeeze tube ones, which, I mean, those are fine. They just kind of smell like poop, honestly. Also kind of glob on the glue if you try to squeeze it straight on the lash. A lot of people tend to squeeze it on a little tray or whatever and then dip the lash strip or like individual lashes into those. That's fine. I prefer those tube lash adhesives for if I'm doing individuals, but for just a strip lash, I really like this one. This is gonna go on white, but it dries clear, which is also why I like it. So the lashes that I'm using are these little wispies here. They actually are super natural, and that's why I like them. I don't like big chunky false lashes, and I usually get a lot of compliments when I wear these. People think that I'm wearing like a really good mascara, or I have individual like extensions and stuff on, which I take as a compliment. So that's why I decided to just kind of like film this, because I feel like it might be a little bit helpful, especially for those of us who don't really like wearing lashes, because I don't usually wear them a lot either. This could maybe be a little bit helpful so that they look more natural if you care. Okay, so what I do is I take my lash, which I'm gonna try to do this like in focus. So I just hold on to the lash and I get the glue and I apply a pretty generous amount. Usually if you're using your like squeezy tube one or whatever, you don't want to apply too much of the glue, but this one, I mean, you can't really apply too much, which is what I like about this particular glue. No matter how much you coat it, it doesn't get like super thick unless you let it dry and then like keep coating, which don't do that. But yeah, I get a generous amount on there where you see like the entire thing kind of goes like bluish white. So yeah, you see that looks kind of like bluish white. So that's how you know it's still wet. And then what I do, am I even in frame? I bend the lash like this. So you see that? I bend it like this because you don't want the band to be too straight when you're putting it on. It'll be easier if it's a little bent. So I wiggle like this, and then I blow on it. Yeah, so I just keep doing that until the lash glue starts to get a little bit transparent. That's how I know it's getting dry and it's gonna be tacky. When you're applying lashes on yourself, by the way, it's totally okay to blow on the adhesive to help it dry a little bit. If you are applying these lashes to someone else, do not, I mean, like, unless it's like your sister or something or your family member, they don't care. Do not blow and put your dirty old saliva all over this band. That's just gross and it's unhygienic. But yeah, if it's just yourself, yeah, just go ahead. You do whatever. In the center, and you see it's starting to get a little bit clear, I hold mine with the tweezers right in the center of the lash. And then I get my mirror nice and close to my face and my eyeballs. I kind of tilt my head back, look down a little bit, and then I plop, starting with the centermost portion of the lash. Just kind of plop that right on like that. And then I sort of work with the outer corner and then make sure that's placed down correctly, and I kind of turn my head, you know, back and forth to see from all angles how the lash is looking, because you might look at it straight on and think that it's centered and it's plopped right close to your actual skin, but it might not be. It might be kind of lifted. So I always kind of turn my head to see from the side how it looks. So yeah, I wiggle that, make sure I get that down and really close to the lash line. Then I work on the inner corner, get that really close to the lash line, and then I start going in with my tweezers and kind of pressing it together. So this is also why it's important to have the glue be nice and tacky, and that's why people say wait for it to dry a little bit. I don't wait for the glue to get completely transparent, but I wait for it to be a little bit transparent. You still see that it's kind of wet. You can work with it. That way I have some wiggle room and I can mess with the lash and it's not going to be like totally stuck to my skin and I can't move it at all. So that's why I wait for it to be kind of in between. Then I go ahead with my tweezers like you see, and I just kind of like press my natural lashes with the false lashes, kind of getting it also close to my lash line without actually being stuck on my lashes, because I don't want to rip those out. But I just go ahead and go all along the lash and just press. And I also afterwards, I personally take a little bit of the skin. This sounds really gross and weird, but that's what I do. I take a little bit of my skin and I pinch it really close to the lashes, and it kind of gets stuck on the glue a little bit, which makes for a more seamless look with these kinds of thin, like invisible bands. You don't have to do this, but I personally just kind of pinch a little bit of the skin with the lash, like while the glue is still tacky, and it just makes sure that you have like a totally seamless blend. Like I said, you don't have to do this, and you need to really be careful if you're gonna do it, because you can totally pinch your eye and hurt yourself. So I'm really careful with it. I mean, a lot of times I've kind of hurt myself, so yeah, I'm just warning you, be really gentle and really careful. You also don't want to pinch the skin too much, and you don't want to tug at the skin too much, obviously, because it's really delicate. You don't want to give yourself wrinkles, and you also don't want to cut yourself. So yeah, just be really careful if you're gonna do that method. Now these wispies, they do already have an invisible band, that's what they call it. If you're doing a different type of lash, you know, a different style, different company, all lash bands and how they make their lashes is going to be completely different. So there are a lot of companies that have a thicker band. I personally don't like my lashes to have a really thick band. I just find them really hard to manipulate, but that's just my preference. A lot of people prefer that because if you're doing, you know, like a full glamorous look and whatever, they like the thicker band because it will just stay in place and it kind of looks like eyeliner a lot of the times, so it'll kind of blend in with a wing liner look or something like that. I don't like the super thick band, so I just kind of stick with my Ardell Wispies and I call it a day. But like I said, I also don't like to wear lashes that much, so I'm not really a lash girl. So something I also do as my final step, I forgot to do this yesterday and I still liked how it turned out, so I'm not gonna bother doing it right now. But what I will usually do at the end is I will take my black eyeliner, and this is the one that I use right now. This is the Smashbox fishnet liner, and I really like it. It's just like a regular sharpened one, and this one is super black and it's waterproof. So a lot of eyeliners, I find they transfer if I use them to tightline. They'll transfer to my lower lash line, and if that's not what I'm going for, then I hate it because then I have black all under here and then it'll run and smear whatever. But this one really stays put on my my tight line, so I'll just take it. I do this after I've already put my lashes on, only because you know how I like pinch the lash band and I go like all the way along. If I had the eyeliner on, it would just wipe it off. So I do it last, and I'll just take this and I'll like run it all the way on the top just to tight line, and that way you have a nice darkness there, which conceals like your skin color, so it'll make your natural lashes and the lash band blend and look even more like they're your own lashes. So yeah, that's just an extra step. I usually do that every time, but I think I'll just like skip that for now. That is pretty much it. That is how I apply my falsies, and I hope this was helpful. I hope I was in focus the entire time when I was doing my close-up. I really hope so, or else that'll be really annoying and kind of suck. Also, feel free to share your recommendations and tips for how you like to apply your strip lashes, even recommendations on specific lash brands that you like, specific lash glue that you like, because not all lash glue is created equal. We all know that by now. But yeah, Duo is my favorite at the moment, but I mean, I haven't actually tried many brands outside of Duo, so I got it and I liked it and I stuck with it for years. Other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. Besitos.